In this demo, let's look at FTK's basic functions. So when I open FTK, and the first page is this one, and then temp, that's the one I have already created before. So if you double click on temp, then that's the previous case. You get into previous cases analyze. So if you click case, and certainly the first thing you need to do is create a new case, and a case name. It's again called ADX test, and you can put the descriptions, what kind of case this involves, again, this is where do you want to save the file. Now in this case it's saved on the desktop, and I just leave it as is. Database directory, and where do you want a database directory, and all that. All right, so before I click OK, and I want to show you detailed options. One difference, a huge difference between in-case and FTK is for FTK, many of the processing information is doing ahead of time. When I showed you in in-case evidence process, for evidence process, investigator need to check one, and then in-case will do one. So create the case for in-case is very quick, because and it pushes all those processing time to later, whenever specifically you want in-case to do. In FTK is different. FTK, you pick what you want to do. For example, hash. In case it's in the evidence processing, so when we open up a new case, no cache generated. But in this case, in FTK, it says, do you want to generate the hash? What type of hash do you want to generate? Do you want to do the signature analysis or not? And flag bad extensions? Do you want to do index? And do you want to create thumbnails? And do you want, it's a carving, in this case is not select. You can select the carving as well. So all those information, it can be done ahead of time. Okay. But all that, if you uncheck those things, again, inside of that, some of that you can do it. For example, if you want to index later, that's also fine. All right. And so here I do. Okay. And now I leave it as is, and I say okay. At this point, it's still not done yet, because I haven't add evidence. Once you add evidence, then it will take a while, because it will do index and all those information. Now, adding evidence you can do is add, and then you choose which evidence to add. Okay. For example, so I will not really do it because it takes a long time. So I will say, take acquired image. The acquired image can be in-case, can be a raw DD image, or very similarly in for compare with in-case. So here it says, where do you want me to find the image? Then I say, okay, if this is the one, I want to open it. So now the evidence is here. Past information, I leave it a default. Now a couple more things, settings come up. Refinement option, okay, and this is the one actually I showed you, and then all that. See, if you look at the evidence refinement, so all that features, you can refine it, and index refinement. So all that you can picking and choose, sort of like a configurations, right? Configurations, and then after that, and even language settings, and after that, then you can click OK. Okay, click OK. It will take a long time for media size image to process, because once it's done, it's in good shape already. So in this case, I'm not doing it because it takes a long time, because I have already created one. Let me see. So I want to close it. Let me close the case. Where is the... Okay, I want to close the case. Once I close the case, then I come back to here. Now the temp one I have processed already. So this is the one I have already processed. So back to previous case in the edX test, if you add evidence and just leave all other options as default, you click OK, then it will take a while, okay? Take minutes, maybe take in my image, small image, probably take 5 to 10 minutes. End up I got here. So this is the one I added, the WinLAN encase.e01. So if you look at here now, this is very similar to encase interface. So on that, on the top view, that's a tree view, and then the interpretation is on the right hand side. And also this arrangement you can change. You can pull this to the different location. You can pull the other one. So that arrangement, it's free. It's free. You can pull around, change. But anyway, similar to encase, there's a tree view. There's a list, and so now the list is in here. If I look at, so all the file, if I click on the green click here, then all the file under this directory is listed, including deleted files. It shows you which file and then all the table views, and then now hashes are generated because this is all. Remember, I checked all the MD5 SHA-1 and the SHA-256. I checked it. So whatever the files has hash, it's included here. All the hash is already generated, and all the process is done. So I just need to look around. That's it. And then create time and access time and a modification time and the size and the category. It also did the signature analysis as well. So did all that. Where is the path? Deleted file is included here as well. If it deleted and select data, everything is here. Okay, if you select one of the file, if you select, then it shows on top, natural view or hex view, and that's the view. Okay, so this is similar to encase. File content, we look at. Then you can look at the property. Property is the metadata for that file, for metadata information. Okay. Now the overview tab, that's very interesting. Okay, it's already categorized everything for you. So evidence group and file items. If you check a file, originally I did not check. If we check here, then it will be in the checked file category. I only have one category, so everything is unchecked at this point. And they also categorize for different extensions, 700 different extensions. Database or GIF file, HD, how many files fall into each category. See JPEG 29. So everything is categorized, and a file categorized, and the archives. So what kind, how many archives, how many databases, 0, and the document emails, how many emails in there, and the folders, executables, Slack spaces, unallocated space, right? Unknown type, that's the one, cannot identify the file type, those information. And then file status, bad extension. So those are the ones, if say the extension says is categorized, the extension says doc, but actually it is GIF file. So this is, to get this result is from the signature analysis, okay, because it's all done front end. So it's all listed here. Data carving file, because I did not check, right? I did not check data carving file, so that's why it currently is 0. Now we can do a data carving, even though we did not choose to process it, because data carving is also very time-consuming process. So I look at here, say additional analysis. Now this one actually it's very similar to previously. You see when we pre-checked, right? All the other stuff, if you didn't want to do it ahead of time, you can check it here to do it. File signature analysis, what kind of hashes do you want to create, and do you want to do index? Because for index search, you have to have an index it. So all those process, if you don't want to do it in the front end, then you can do it here. Now this is the data carving, very similar to Linux, to in case you can open up a carving option, say what file type you want to carve it out. If you want to carve out EMF file, then just data carving here. All right, so this is, there's many of information you can check it there. But if you are not doing it in the front end, then you will not have such an impressive list. So because you waited for a while for the file to create, then it's all organized after data carving, and then you can add that data carving into your analysis. Decrypted 0 and then deleted the file, so list, categorize all the deleted files together, even duplicated files, and email attachments, if has any, it will do that as well. So encrypted files, so it's categorized for you, and email status. So this overview tab, which give you a very, very good starting point to understand. Now look at the email. So emails, it's categorized for you as well, and email attachment certain 0, and email related, and this email reply, and we don't have much here. Let's look at email archives, deleted items. So those are the deleted emails it recovered. If I look into it, okay, those are our deleted emails. Certainly, it's interest to forensics investigator. So if you click on email, now it's in the natural view. Natural view is to look at, this is an email, so it's in the email view. You can have a different views. So this is clearly show you in the email format, from where, and then content. You can look at that each one by one. So it's categorized for you. And the drafts folders, if you have any. Okay, so the other POP3, and those all categorized for you. And then this is the email, and similar sets of email, but categorized by submitted date and delivered. So it's done a lot of work for you, and email addresses, senders. So interestingly, in all that, using the same sets of information, but categorize all that for you. So that's email. Now graphics we have seen in case. It's just a graphics view. All right. So I think currently I selected some other stuff, like if I select P Smith, then graphic has more. Depend on what do you want to focus. What do you want the graphics view to analyze? So if you green select, and then you go back to did not refresh. Yeah, so the graphics it showed you. Okay, and again you clicked, and it's a natural view because it's picture and the content. One difference is since here we have already done file analysis. So even though if a picture is saved as dot text, since the file signature already analyzed it, it will show in this location. And the bookmarks, if you created any bookmarks. And search, all right, live search means it's regular expression search. Now I don't quite like the setting here, because it's just every time you cannot even see those information, but if you double click, or see if I can move down a little bit, yeah, so this layout sometimes is not very good. So for regular expression, and let me look at the pattern. So that's a regular expression pattern. Let's look at this couple of familiar ones, like info 2. Okay. So this is the regular expression. It's already created for you. So then you just only need to pick. All right. MAC address, what is the regular expression of Visa? Those are already created for you. And then you can create your own. You can create your own, say edit. Okay, let's say edit, and then you can edit this file, and this has all the regular expressions for built-in, and then you can add your own ones into it. So once you select, and you can add, you can search. And now the search results will immediately show on the right-hand side. It will highlight the keywords which match for the regular expression. For the index search, certainly is for index. Because we have already created index, so everything search should be very quick. All right, so if I say type in word, it will guess already security. Now again, so this one, its layout is not very good. Sometimes I can move it down, sometimes not. Sometimes I pop this out, and then will that give me more room? So I just need to show here. Okay, so this does not have enough room to show. I want to move down this list so I can show you more. Yeah, so here. So this is the total hit, and then when I type in the words, and then you can use multiple keywords, use and or, then you search, and then the search result will show up here. If you click on that, the content will show on this in this pane. Okay. Volatile, that's the tab which allowed you to dump. Not only dump this one, to dump out volatile memory if we use agent, put the agent into the remote system's memory, and then the agent will, and then here FTK will contact the agent to dump out a remote system's memory. All right, so seems it's a very interesting and impressive tool as well. And as I said, both NCase and FTK, those are the two leading forensic analysis tools. Now, I still haven't covered lots of information yet, and you can look into the tools, and also always try right click. Right click sometimes has many of other options as well. You may not get a chance to play with those two, but the study guide, the user guide, both of the user guide you can download from online. If you have chance, if you have the product, I strongly recommend you to try both. All right, so I will simply stop here.